How's everyone doing? Welcome back to the channel. Hit the subscribe button. This is like my third attempt at this video. What I was talking about with everyone a second ago was these batteries that came with this car. Now I want you to get a very good view of these batteries, okay? These are rechargeable AA batteries. And this car came with 12 of these rechargeable vintage batteries. Now what I want to show everyone is I was trying to date this car. So I was trying to figure out how early of a car this was. So I went on to Google and I was searching these batteries. So these are the same batteries that I have. Okay, I have 12 of them. All right, they're $30 for 4 of these batteries. And these batteries are vintage Sanyo batteries. And pretty much people sell these batteries for people who are trying to have the period correct battery cells in their period correct vintage RC cars. So I think it's freaking awesome that I picked this up off of Marketplace, and I only strictly use rechargeable AA's, and it came with rechargeable AA's in it. That is the most awesome thing that could have possibly happened. And if you figure it out, this came with 12 batteries. It basically came with $90 worth of vintage batteries on a $150 car. Okay? So this is an AM radio with 30-year-old vintage batteries in it. Original HPI tires from when this was new. The body, after looking at it closely, is mint condition. There is nothing wrong with this body whatsoever. There is no air holes cut in it. Nothing. No scrapes on the front whatsoever. Nothing wrong with this body whatsoever. I actually didn't realize how mint condition this was until I started looking closely at it and period correct it is. This is an AM radio running on, it was running on vintage batteries here. So my goal is today is I fixed the throttle linkage over here with super glue. So that is fixed. So what I want to do is I want to try to get this radio equipment going, but every time I try to set my phone up in this tripod, it stops recording. So let's try and do this again, and I hope the video is much better than it used to be, and I hope the sound is much better than it usually is, because we are using a different phone to record. Yes, we're still recording. So I tried this about 3 times already, and yeah, I've been having fun trying to get this video with the new equipment I have going. I kept putting the phone into the holder and pushing one of the buttons or something. So now this vintage RC now has modern AA rechargeables in it, which are the only batteries I use. But these batteries right here are freaking worth $100 just about for 12 of them. So we're gonna take these out, and we are going to try to get this radio equipment working so that I can screw the servo horn back down, because I don't want to screw this down until the servo is centered on the remote, and it's centered over here, and then I can set this onto here while it's centered, and basically have it set up just right. Now let me see if this does anything when I turn this on. Doesn't appear anything to be happening when I turn this on. Alright, let me see. I don't know. We might have some issues here or something. Let's see. We're working with like 30-year-old stuff here. I don't know if there's any lights that are supposed to come on or anything. I have no idea. Let's try to get some batteries in the remote itself. Try to tip you guys up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. Try to put some of these batteries in the remote here. I don't exactly have all matching rechargeables right now, but we should be alright because these are all charged up. There may be a light corrosion in here keeping this from firing up here. I hope the video quality is much better than it usually is. I just want to make sure we're still recording. Yeah, I hope the video quality is good, and I hope the sound quality is good, because recently I've been having problems with the sound quality. Like, nobody can hear anything I'm saying, so I don't want that. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so now we have modern rechargeables in our vintage controller here, which I think is the most awesome thing ever, that the freaking RC car I bought offline came with vintage rechargeable batteries in it, basically worth as much as the car. So what I have here is I have no power going on at all on this remote. Nothing. I got no lights coming on or nothing, so let's see what can be done. Did come with a little piece of cardboard wedge. It might need that in order to work. So we're going to try that. We're going to stick this cardboard wedge in here and see if this gets us a connection or not. Let's see. Nothing. We got nothing. We got nothing nowhere. We have no working radio equipment right now, so let's see if we can make something happen here. The only thing I can think of is this stuff. This side has no corrosion at all. So I'm gonna put these back in over here. Okay. Like I said, I hope the video quality is a lot better than it was. So I know it was, the video quality was good, but I was having really bad sound quality issues going on. Alright, so here's our issue here. I don't know if you can see that. We have a tiny bit of corrosion over here. So I'm going to try to clean this out real quick, as much as I can, to try to get a connection going. I don't know. I don't know if this remote works, or if this radio equipment works at all. If it doesn't work, I can always switch it out to make it work, or I can leave it alone and let this thing be vintage. But that's a decision I'm going to have to make at some point, whether I want to leave this alone and put the vintage batteries back in it and just leave it as a nice shelf queen, because pretty much that's what it is. Oh, we got power. We have power. Okay, so we have power here. Now the car doesn't have power. Now we have to get the car to have power. So the remote is working. See if I can get this thing to work. This will be freaking awesome here. Okay. So the controller is on. This car should be on right now. I'm thinking we might have some corrosion in here. Yeah, we got some corrosion in here. So what I'm gonna do is try to scrape this down too, because this seemed to have worked on the controller just now. So I hope, like I said, I hope the video quality is excellent, and I hope that the sound quality is good, so that next time I do a live stream or something, it's not all like muffled sounding and stuff. So I'm using different phone. I have all new equipment for recording. Like I have new tripods and new stuff to hold the phone. Let me just make sure this thing's still recording. Yeah, it's still recording. Awesome. Alright, yeah, because I was having problems before putting it into the tripod and not and having the video cut off. I did this video like 3 or 4 times already, trying to get the phone to stay on while I'm recording is the problem. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be the problem end right here. This is the side that connects to the wire, and it's totally covered. Corrosion, kind of. But I hope you guys like the content, and I hope you enjoy all the vintage awesomeness. Like I said, I've never seen an RC car come with rechargeable vintage batteries in it before, so that's a first for me. I mean, I bought 3 or 4 used RC cars in the past, and usually they don't come with any kind of batteries in them. And this one came with batteries, and I was gonna just switch them out. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna switch these out. And then I started looking closer at them. I'm like, these aren't regular run-of-the-mill batteries here. So let's see if we get any action when we plug this in now. Okay. Okay. We got nothing still. Actually, it's alive. It's alive, people. It's alive. Look at that. Working off of them. Steering is working. Throttle does not seem great. I don't know if it's a servo issue. The steering servo seems to be working mint. The throttle servo does not seem to be mint. It is all over the place. I believe we may have a bad servo. Steering servo minty. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the steering servo, can you guys see the front wheels? Steering servo is mint. Throttle servo, not so minty. Get you guys on here so you can see what's going on here. Let me put this armature on just so we can test on it. Steering mint. Throttle is very shaky. Look at this. We have very bad issue with the throttle servo. Now this is very easy to test if this servo is bad, because I have another servo handy. What I can do is I could just take this servo here and we can take this servo and we could test if it's the radio equipment or the servo simply by figuring out what channel everything is. Okay, this is the antenna. I may have to cut some of these zip ties off. I think steering is usually channel 1. I could be wrong. Yeah, I gotta get some snips to cut these zip ties. Just give me 1 second, please. I am back. I hope the video quality is much better and the sound quality is much better, because I want to make good videos, not bad videos. Okay, so that's over there. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to listen to the sound on my live stream the other day, and I couldn't even hear anything, and it's kind of frustrating because the video quality was good, but the sound quality was garbage. So I was like, yeah, this is not gonna work out good like this. Nobody's gonna want to watch these videos. Okay, let's see. So let's hook this up into the spot where that came out of. If it will hook up. Okay. So I have a problem here. I have this extra plastic on this servo here. So I'm trying to think how I can cut that off real quick. Can I cut it with this? There we go. Cut that, look at that. Cut that extra piece of plastic right off of there. Because this is like a stock servo from like my Kyosho that I took apart to 1,000,000 pieces because it was junk. Alright, let's try to get a little bit more off of there if we can without hurting this plug. Go. Yeah, so servo is no good. I don't know if you can see that, but this servo works perfect. So the radio equipment is adequate. Only problem we have is this servo is no good now. So what we are going to do is we are going to replace that servo. Now I wish I had a period correct servo for this, but unfortunately I do not. But I do have a servo. So that is what we're going to do. So now what I have to do is basically unwire this servo, which should be pretty easy because it looks like the wires come right here. I gotta just take these zip ties off, which is the reason I actually bought these snips, because taking zip ties off are kind of annoying without any kind of adequate snips. Like, you try to do it with a knife or something, you end up cutting all the wires and stuff, which is not good. I have to make a garbage pile of stuff I have to throw in the garbage. Okay, let's see what we have now. this might actually be fairly straightforward fix on here for the ones that would be nice. Okay, so yeah. Okay, now we can just pop this off here because we know that this servo is no good. And we can remove this servo from out of here. Should be a pretty easy fix. And then we will be in 100% working order car. Basically, this is the only thing left keeping this car from running 100%. Let me just get a screwdriver. Back again. I hope the video quality is awesome. I know it should be a lot better than it was because I tested this phone earlier to test the sound quality and it seemed adequate. And also all my new equipment for recording should also be helping because I have a nice light over here now. Let me see if I can actually get this light a little closer to me here. There we go. Get this light right on us here. Try to get this thing lit up a little bit for everyone. They can see nice and clearly what I'm doing here. We're just taking this nice servo out of here. Not nice servo. Must have been a nice servo at one point, but not anymore. This car will be nice again very soon. And I am done fixing it. She's almost fixed. We freaking have vintage radio equipment, mint condition going on here. That is pretty unbelievable. The problem I'm seeing is, how the heck am I supposed to hold up the piece underneath the underside of that side? That should be fun. Okay, because there's a little plastic piece that goes up underneath here. And this side is easy to hold on to, but this side there's no space. So I'm trying to figure out, there we go. How am I supposed to hold it up on that side? When I put it back together, I don't even know where the piece went. Where the freak did that go? Was there anything there? There must have been something there because it was screwed into something. Now I don't see anything. There it is. Okay, how am I going to get that to stay up underneath there? This should be interesting. This car is always interesting. So that's old. This is new. Pretty much same. The only thing is, I got an idea. Nope, that won't work, will it? Actually, let me see this thing. This new one has this like rubber grommets in it. I don't know if I should leave them in or not. I'm just trying to figure out how am I supposed to get these screws back into over there and hold that up. Yeah, they should have made this part of the car, because how are you supposed to hold this up from underneath while you get the screws started into it? I may be able to start the screws and then slide it into place. That's what I'm going to try to do. Let's just try to figure it out. I would have live streamed, but I was trying to get all this equipment going. So I'm just doing a regular video and then I'll upload it. It's basically a live stream because I'm not gonna edit it. There's no edit RC. That's what I should call my channel. No editing RC here. Because we show you how it is. Okay. Now the issue I'm having is how the heck am I supposed to get that? It's not gonna work. Okay. Plan B. There is no plan B, but you know, we're just making it up as we go along here. Okay. Okay. Right there. Let me see what we can do here. Trying to figure out how I can get that to stay up underneath there. Maybe. What can I use to hold that on? Trying to think for a second, guys. Just give me 1 second. Trying to come up with an idea of how to hold that piece up from underneath. Maybe I'll use some of this masking tape here and just masking tape this piece up underneath there somehow, and then yeah, if it works, right? Hey, this is not stupid. Right here. Always trying to fix something. How the hell do they want you to put a freaking servo into this thing? Like, make it impossible for you to work on this. Here, let me get this old servo out of the way. And let me see how I think I can get this to stay into place while I screw this in. Because you can't get access to this from this side without taking the gas tank out, which I really didn't want to take out, but it seems like you have to take out excess stuff on this every time you're fixing something. Like, why couldn't you have molded those pieces into the chassis? I guess it's good because if you want to replace those pieces, you can now I'm leaking nitro everywhere. Awesome. Always wanted to do that. Not really. Alright. Now I think I can get my finger in there and hold it up from underneath. So what we can do is we have to fish this down through the bottom here. Like I said, I hope this video was very nice for everyone watching. Everybody watches this video, enjoys this nice sound quality and stuff we have going on. So now what we need to do is put these screws in, or at least one of them, maybe both of them. Let's get these screws in here. I don't know why this fuel line was so loose. That was kind of ridiculously loose. I may replace on them fuel lines at some point. Okay, now those screws are down in there. Let me see if I can turn this so that you guys can see what I have to do. I have to reach underneath here with this freaking piece and hold it into place while putting the screws in. Nearly impossible. Dropped it already. Nearly impossible. I mean, I like a challenge, but yeah, this is kind of like ridiculous. Are these screws sticking through enough? Yes. Maybe they are. Man, like you gotta... They want you to work for it over here. Alright, so what we gotta do is we have to take the muffler off now because that is in the way of my hand because my hand is too freaking big to get in there. Alright, let me shut this radio equipment off because I hear something buzzing. Shut this off. I could not get my hand in the right position to hold this on here. Is it in the right position now? Nope. Drop it again. Yes, I did. Okay, let's try this again. At some point, this is gonna get on there. You have to, like, get the exact freaking angle. You have to hold this a certain way on your finger and push it up into place. At the same time, like, yeah, this is fucking ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Never seen nothing like this. Ridiculous. I got fuel coming out all over the place again. I'm just gonna take this off for now. Let's just take the whole car apart to replace the servo. How about that? Come on here. This is ridiculous. Yeah, let's just take this whole car apart to replace this servo. How about that? That sounds like a plan. Take the whole chassis off to replace this. Because you can't freaking get your fingers in here. I may have to take this rubber shit over here off of this servo. Let's see if I can hold this in place and then slide that down somehow. You need like little tiny baby fingers to do this or something. Alright, now that's in the right position. Like, who did they expect to work on this? A baby? Like, because you need baby fingers to freaking work on this thing. Like, I can't even get this thing to catch still. It should be catching something. Come on. I know it's in the right spot. Come on. This is like, there we go. That's the right spot. Now tighten up. Okay, we got it. Alright. Alright, the car's in pieces again. And we got it fixed though. Thank you. We have fixage. Okay, that's fixed. Okay, that's back on there. Let me get a rag because got a tiny bit of nitro over here. I don't want getting nitro all over everything because there was no nitro or nothing. Okay, so we can put this baby hand car back together. Okay, tighten that back up. We are getting there, people. Little by little, we are getting it. It's like the little finicky things are the things that take the most time. Like the details, you know, the small things. the things that matter. That is the hard part. Let me make sure that this is sealed up the way I want it. I don't want to be losing back pressure or nothing. I want this thing running good. Don't want no leaks. Like, I'm sure the sound quality is better on this video than my live stream. I couldn't hear anything. I tried to rewatch my live stream. I was like, what happened to the sound? Okay, there we go. Exhaust is back on. Now we have to, how does this go on there even? I have to figure out how does this even route. I don't know if it routes through there or not. I have to remember how this was routing. I'm dumping nitro again. Yeah, dumping nitro again. I should have emptied this out, but I was planning to start this up again. Not tonight, but in the future. I was hoping to start this up very soon. Oh man. Let me see if I can get this. I don't remember if it went through there or not, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think it went like that, so I think I'm good shape over here. Okay. I think it came through that way. I believe it went in like that. Okay. That looks correct to me. I'm not sure. Yeah. That's definitely correct. Alright, let's try to get this tank back on. As soon as this tank is on, then we can do the other 2 screws and we can test on this servo again. Like I said, I was going to do a live stream, but figured I'd test all the equipment out with a regular video first. Make sure the sound is adequate before I start making more live streams again. Okay, now we have new stuff going on. Okay, this comes over here, plugs into there. All right, let's just test on it for a second before I put the last couple screws in. Steering is working good. Throttle's working good. All right, let's put the linkage on so we can see in action where we are. All right, so how I want this set up is I want the brakes to not be applied at all. All right, so brakes not being applied is that way. Brakes applied is that way. I want this lever perfectly at like 90 degrees. Okay, now this servo arm would go in there, that would be nice. Is that a different size? No, it should be the same. Let's see. Let me turn this off a second. Because we know we are in business now. If we can just get this to screw down onto the servo. So not applied is that way. This is a different size circle. It does appear to be a non-standard circle on this servo. Like, the circle on this servo seems to be slightly smaller on the old one for some reason. Never seen that before. Every servo I've ever seen has been the same size. The only thing I could think of is to screw it down onto there where I want it, and it would be fine. 23, what does that mean? 23 tooth or something? Is that 23 tooth servo? Trying to understand, because every servo I've ever seen has been the same size. Why would this one be any different? But then again, why would it be the same? So what we want is right there. I am going to see if I have a screw that can screw this down. Make sure this video is still going. Oh yeah, it's still going. Okay. Alright, I gotta open my couch up because I need screws. Okay. Here we go. Let me see if I can find a screw real quick, some people. I know I have I have stuff just for servos all together in one bag somewhere. Every kind of servo horn and that you could think of. So I got other kind of parts. Pipes, pull starts, carbs, heads. I just need to find my servo bag with all my servo stuff in it. Here we go. Check this out. Okay. Like, I have a different servo horn I can use on this servo. Like, probably this one would work just fine. Put one through there, one through there. What I would like to do is I would like to just try to find a screw to hold this down onto there and see how it works. Okay, I have a screw right here. More horns here, more screws. Everything you could think of. Metal horns. Different linkages and screws. More linkages and more screws. Because at one point I went through a lot of servos. Okay, these screws are too small for this servo. I also have a ton of different types of screws. Let's see if I can find some here. Here's my other bag with more servo stuff in it. I just need the right size screw for this servo. still try to attach this onto there. Okay, let me see. Try one of these. Try this one. There we go. Okay. The screw might be too long. That's the only issue. Okay, I gotta let my cat in. He's at the door. Come on. Alright. I want to see if I have something shorter along the same lines here. This is like the simplest repair. It takes the longest amount of freaking time. It's the way it always goes. See, I don't know if you guys can see all the freaking screws I have going on here. Probably gotta end the video now because the freaking phone is gonna push the button. You guys see my whole screw collection going on here? Alright, let's see. Looks like it might work. So what I want is no brakes and no throttle. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's screwed right down onto there. I got that to screw right down onto there. Alright, so let's turn this on. Let's turn that on. Get ready. I gotta reverse my things because they're doing opposite. Okay. I need to reverse the throttle. Okay. Now that's open and throttle the way it's supposed to be. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And that's brakes. Why is this so far off? Okay. That should be like that. But it's centering like that. So what I need to do is take this back off again. Okay, now I need to center this servo on the controller here, and then have it centered so that zero position, meaning zero brakes are applied and zero throttle engagement are being applied, and then reattach this down. We have throttle and we have brakes. Brakes are stopping the car. And throttle, oops, Jesus. Okay, I gotta figure something else out for the throttle because this is pulling way too freaking far. This is like way too much of a, I don't know if there's a way to turn the EPA down on this. This remote does not seem to have an EPA adjustment, which is like how far the servo throws. I mean, we have awesome throw on the servo right now, but it literally ripping stuff to pieces. So she's pretty much, I would say, fixed, except for I have to figure something out over here now. I'm gonna have to get like creative over here. It shouldn't be too hard. So what I am going to do now is, I had fixed this piece with super glue and it come back off. So what I'm gonna do is, we have no brake engagement, right? Okay. Very easy to fix this. Take this off, drill a little hole in it, and then put it back on real quick. Try to do this quick because I don't want to be up too late doing this. You shut this off, shut this off. This is probably gonna be a long video for fix a small little thing, but it's the small things that really add up to the big things. So this is what we gotta do. This off. Get this screw out now. Screws out. Now I need this. To get this off here. Okay, now we want this opposite way. I would like to get this over here. There we go. Try to get this little piece of plastic over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drill a hole in the top of this right here so that I can attach the linkage through there. I'm going to have to figure out some way not to rip that off the car. Milwaukee, baby. It looks like all my tiny drill bits are gone. Now, just looking at drill bits tonight, and I should have picked some up. I said, oh, no, I'll get them next time. And this is the smallest drill bit I have. So, we are going to, do I have any smaller bits? Let me see if I have any smaller bits than that on anything. Actually, yeah, I got something else that I can do. Instead of using the drill, I have this attachment for my Dremel, which I can actually use on my drill. Jesus Christ. Alright. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drill this out with pretty much right here with the bit from my Dremel. So I don't want to drill through my new table, so I'm gonna go like this. block of wood or something. Let's get this lined up good. Freaking screws sticking to my fingers. Stay in one spot. There we go, people. Get it from this side too. Alright. May need to be a little bigger. Okay, hopefully everyone can still see what's going on. My one light just shut off. Let me see if I can plug this in over here. Power source. Let's power it off a battery. Turn the lights back on. 1 second, please. Be right with you. What's going on here? Mode, yeah, mode. Come on. What's going on now? Okay. Now my lights aren't cooperating. Okay, how's the light now? Alright, so now we have this, which I think the hole is big enough. This is going to go onto the carb like this. So we want this coming down through the top of it. Come on. I gotta go a little bit more with the drill for a second. Seems to not want me to go through. Let's see how that does. Okay. There we go. I think we may be in there. And there we go. Now all we gotta do, slip this back through here. Flip this around. Anyway, I'm not gonna be able to hold the throttle full throttle because that servo is probably gonna rip this linkage to pieces because of the way it is. Because it seems like the servo has a lot of throw on it. If you know what I mean. Meaning that that ain't gonna work, is it? Alright, so I gotta think about this because the way I just hooked this up, I don't think it's gonna be flexing correctly in order to be getting an adequate throw on there. So what I might have to do is I might have to make something, because this piece I don't think is gonna work. I may have another one of these. Let's see if I have another one somewhere. Nope. Alright, so I think I'm going to take a break for tonight and come back at this tomorrow because I don't want to rush this. I want to do this correctly, but we did make a lot of headway. We got the radio equipment working. We have total workage on the radio equipment, and all of my other equipment's working good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this stuff away. Actually, these screws. I'm going to put this stuff away, and I'm going to be back on here tomorrow doing this again. And I will be back on with another video tomorrow, and hope you guys come back and watch. And I appreciate you coming to the channel, and hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back again. I'll see you guys on the next one, so thank you.